battle. Lance, it is a reminder of the mantle of responsibility. When I feel it caught in the wind of a hyper beam, it grounds me. It represents the weight of the regions I protect. Question 9. Is the traditional hierarchy of the Elite Four being permanently reshaped by this new generation of trainers? Lance, change is the only constant. Trainers like Ash Ketchum bring an unpredictability that the old guard hasn't seen in decades. It isn't just a reshaping, it's a rebirth of what it means to be a master. Question 10. If you were forced to lead a team without a single dragon type, which species would you choose? Lance, Arcanine. It possesses the same regal dignity and fiery heart as a dragon. It understands loyalty and the heat of battle in a way few other species can. Question 11. How has your perspective on Pokemon-human relations evolved since your early days in the Elite Four? Lance, I used to believe strength was the only metric. Now, after years of investigative work, I realize that the gentlest bond often produces the greatest power. Question 12. When a battle reaches its climax, what is the mantra that keeps you and your Pokemon synchronized? Lance, one heart, one strike. In the heat of battle, there is no trainer and no Pokemon, only a single intent. Question 13. How do you maintain the strength of the Dragon's Den while traveling for international tournaments? Lance, the clan is older than the league. My cousin Claire and the elders maintain the traditions. My role abroad is to prove that those traditions are still the strongest in the world. Question 14. Do you view the Lake of Rage incident as a failure of oversight or a catalyst for growth? Lance, it was a failure that I take personally. However, it catalyzed the modern G-men into a more proactive force. We no longer wait for the rage to start. We stop the hand that provokes it. Question 15. How would you adjust your lead Pokemon to counter a Fairy-type specialist? Lance, I lead with Aerodactyl. Its speed and ancient, raw aggression allow it to strike before the opponent can set up their defensive charms. You don't out-magic a fairy, you out-muscle them. Question 16. Is the bond between a Dragon Master and their partner telepathic? Lance, it feels that way, but it's actually deep intuition. I know the shift in Dragonite's wings before he even moves. It's a language beyond words. Question 17. What is the ultimate legacy you want to leave for future champions? Lance, that power without justice is hollow. Being a champion isn't about winning trophies. It's about being the wall that stands between your people and the shadows. Question 18. How do you handle the emotional toll of seeing Pokemon mistreated by criminal syndicates? Lance, I turn that sorrow into resolve. Every time I see a Pokemon in pain, it fuels the fire for the next battle. I don't have the luxury of being overwhelmed. I have work to do. Question 19. Which of your Pokemon has surprised you the most with its growth? Lance, my Dragonite. Even after reaching the summit of power, he still finds ways to refine his Gale Wings and extreme speed. His hunger for improvement never fades. Question 20. If you could change one rule in the Masters 8, what would it be? Lance, I would allow for more environmental interaction. A true master should be able to use the terrain to their advantage, just as we would in the wild. Question 21. How do you stay calm when facing a 4x weakness like Ice Beam? Lance, fear is a distraction. If an Ice Beam is coming, we don't fear the cold. We find the heat to melt it or the speed to vanish before it hits. Question 22. What is your daily training routine for your team? Lance, it begins at dawn with flight endurance over the mountains of Johto, followed by precision target practice in the dragon.